Hi, Nicole Roberts Jones here, author of It's Your Time to Shine. So why did I write this book? Now, I know that I know more than any other thing I've done in my own journey. Esther, the story of Esther in the Bible, has really helped me to define my own way. So It's Your Time to Shine takes you on a journey of looking at Esther. Why? My favorite quote from the Bible is, "For such a time as this." And what we learn about Esther is really a woman who went from being an orphan, abandoned, insignificant, and she becomes queen. So what she shows us is, regardless of who you are and what you've been through, that it is your time to shine. And so the book looks at 7 themes around who Esther was, where she came from, looking at her character, looking at her focus, her passion, her faith, her commitment to her people, and how all things, good and bad, came together for her to not just stand in the gap for herself, but for her people. See, I believe that in this life, we don't just become who we're meant to be for us, but we become who we're meant to be to bless somebody else. And so the journey of this thing called life is about us doing all that we have to do to let our light shine. You see, when I say let your light shine, I believe that when we are born, that God plants a seed of greatness in each of us. And our one and only mission in this thing called life is to fully flourish in that greatness, to fully flourish in that gift, to fully flourish in becoming that person we're meant to be. However, in this thing called life, we have what some folks call trouble. And that trouble, that hurt, that disappointment, that shame, that thing that devastated you, you know what I'm talking about. That thing comes to infiltrate your shine so that you will never fully become the woman you are meant to be. So I'm here to tell you that we have choice. We can either let the things that happen to us in our lives decrease our shine or increase our shine. Let me see, what do I mean by that? See, if you have ever seen one of my favorite shiniest things in the world called a diamond, then you really truly understand the concept of shine. And if you look at us shining from the viewpoint of a diamond, see, a diamond has to go through a natural formation process. And that process takes diamonds through high temperatures and high pressures. It goes through high temperatures and high pressures to be made to shine. So if we take that concept and apply it to our lives, then when we're going through a little heat, that's just helping us to get to our greatest shine. When we go through hardships and hard times, that is just helping us be produced to shine. If we can stand strong long enough through trials, then that's how we're made to shine. After all, there is no testimony without a test. You can't even spell testimony unless you write test first. And so the book takes you on a journey of looking at how your life, everything in your life, is calling you to your very own for such a time as this moment. See, for me, my for such a time as this moment happened when I was 23 years old. See, when I was 23 years old, I had moved home from college, and what I realized is everything I went through had prepared me for that moment. See, I'm from South Central Los Angeles, and the neighborhood that I'm from, if it had its choice, my life would have been defined by jail, drugs, or drive-by shootings. Instead, here I was at 23, a woman with a bachelor's degree, and looking at my neighborhood, riot-torn Los Angeles, I knew that the fact that I made a different choice was no coincidence. The fact that I went away for college and then moved home was not a coincidence. I knew that the fact that I had lived out my childhood dreams and was standing in the gap in that moment in my neighborhood, how it was tugging at my soul like nothing had ever done before, I knew that that was calling me for such a time as this moment. I know that we each have had various challenges in our lives, and mind you, that's a little glimpse. I have so much more of a story than that. But my goal of doing this devotional was to take you on the journey that I went through quite a few years ago as I began to grow and become the woman that God has called me to be. I'm super excited to work with women all over this country to shine their light, to flip on their switch, to change the light bulb if they need to, but to find that greatness inside of them and to fully allow that greatness to shine for all to see. So my prayer for you is by the time you finish with this devotional over the course of this year, that your shine is so bright that I need my sunglasses on to see you. And so I hope you enjoy It's Your Time to Shine. I hope you share it with a girlfriend or two if you find some great nuggets along the way. But more than anything else, this is a call for you to become the woman that you are meant to be. Why? Because it's your time. It's your time to shine. Thank you.